ex-wife. We have been married 9 years and 5 months. And we were planning on doing our renewal of a house next year on our 10th year anniversary. We were planning on me bringing him to my hometown in the Philippines in July next year. My husband, as you all have heard, is a very hard worker. At one point, he held 4 jobs, 4 full-time jobs. Very busy man, very dedicated. Sometimes I couldn't keep up. He went to school while working. We did a lot of things together on top of his busy schedules. He still found time to spend time with me. He played board games. His favorite was cribbage. He taught me how to play cribbage. He would tell everyone that he would beat me in cribbage. But no, the truth is I beat him more. I'm a better cribbage player than him. My husband and I, when we first met, he will tell people I was a bank teller. And he was my client. And I saw his bank account and he was always in the red. So I felt sorry for him. So I invited him out to dinner. First time I cooked for him, I made him kare-kare with bagoong. For all of you who don't know what kare-kare is a Filipino dish made with peanut butter sauce, with meat, usually beef, vegetables, and we eat that with shrimp paste. They're very complimentary. But to my husband, he said it was too pungent. At first he thought, why am I feeding him spoiled food? And then he saw how I enjoyed eating it. And he emulated it. Even if he didn't like it, he was saying masarap. It means this is real good. Until he acquired the taste. And now every time he sees or meets a Filipino at work or in the community, he's always so proud of our cuisine and of our culture. I have many things to share. It's so hard to pick and choose because I had a great, beautiful life with my husband. Our home was filled with laughter. We both have good sense of humor, except I'm the corny one. In fact, he would laugh at my corniest jokes, and he would say, "Who says shit like that?" And then we both burst into laughter. And like anyone else, any couple out there, my husband and I were not perfect. But we pushed each other to be better each day. We would pray. We would hold hands and pray to God. He usually leads our prayers, but when he's the one mad, he doesn't want to pray. So I say, okay, I'll pray for us. And I hold his hands unless I'm crying. And he has his pillow on top of his face because he didn't want to look at me because he's angry. But we're holding hands and praying anyways. It was mentioned earlier, my husband just finished his master's in health administration. And For some reason, he had to take 2 finance classes. He's a nuclear medicine technologist. He doesn't have finance background. So for both classes, he would introduce himself and tell his professors he's a little bit insecure because he knows nothing about finance. But he aced both classes. And his professor told him, don't ever let anyone tell you that you don't know your finance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those classes were 8 weeks each. And every Sunday I sat down and did his homeworks for him. He was so proud. My husband and I, we were always together. Only time we were separated would be when he's at work or I'm at work. And when we have opportunities to have lunch together, we would come together and have lunch. Or sometimes he would pick me up. Sometimes he would sit in the back of the car at our office parking lot for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, patiently waiting for me. And when we come home, we talk about anything and everything. And his sudden passing was my greatest fear. I told him that I'm praying to God that I passed before him. But he said, that's really up to God, right? My husband used to be an alcoholic before I met him. But he made a personal decision to get treatments and therapy because he said he wanted to stop because he wants to have more years to be with me. He didn't want to die at 58 or 60. He took care of himself. He's very active, he's into bicycling. He commuted from home to the office. He had 2 major accidents in the past. The first one, he broke his hips. Well, not broke, there were fractures. He stayed home